There are new developments out of Pennsylvania this morning in the murder of sisters of an Iowa State lawmaker. Pittsburgh police have charged Alan Wade, a neighbor, for killing the sisters. Although Wade is charged, he's not in custody. He should be considered armed and dangerous. Authorities say he left his residence after he was questioned in the murders late last month. Authorities have yet to say how they've linked Wade to the murders of Susan Wolf and Sarah Wolf, but DNA tests on items taken from his home have been conducted. Their bodies were found in their home on February 7th. Their sister, Mary Wolf, is a state representative from Clinton. Just days after University of Iowa President Sally Mason sat down with students to talk about sexual assaults on campus, new reports say the number of reported assaults at the school have dropped. The Board of Regents released crime data showing that there were 4 reported cases of sexual offenses at the school in 2013. That compares to 2012 when there were 8 reported. Brittany Borghi explains why some feel those numbers don't show the full picture.
It was New Year's, January 2007, when a man at a party came into the room Victoria Watson was sleeping in and raped her. The next day, at the advice of a friend, she went to the hospital and called the Iowa City Police.
When all of his friends started calling me saying, "You can't do this to him, like he has a really bright future ahead of him," or like, "This puts me in a really tough and uncomfortable position because you were flirting with him." I mean, I battled with myself on whether or not it was the right thing to do. Not just right for me, but right for, everyone else involved.
So Victoria recanted. She didn't press charges. She is one of many. Last year, there were 308 rapes reported to the Rape Victim Advocacy Center. We'll never know how many stay silent.
For many people, having had their sort of personal life so completely violated and having their boundaries completely ignored, there's a real desire to kind of regain a sense of self and to not put oneself in a situation again, if you can help it, where you're not in control.
Victoria says she used to blame herself for not pressing charges, that she could have put someone else in danger. But eventually, she found comfort in reporting to a counselor, even if it wasn't to the police.
And you have to dig down real deep into yourself and think about what you can live with.
That was Brittany Borghi reporting. The Victim Advocacy Group in Iowa City says reports to their center are at a 5-year high. Right now, the university is working to combat assault by creating a plan that would crack down on offenders and make reporting the crime easier. The Cedar Rapids Police Department is recognizing the work of several of its officers with promotions. A public ceremony for the officers took place this morning in Beams Auditorium at the public library. Ryan Abadili says his promotion to lieutenant, along with working with the other officers, is an honor.
It means a lot, but there's a lot of good people here, and it's an honor to work with the people I get to work with and serve the community that we serve, and it's a great feeling. I'm really happy about the promotion.
Speakers at the ceremony included Mayor Ron Corbett and City Manager Jeff Pomerantz. The department's honor guard also assisted with the ceremony. The Black Hawk County Gaming Association is helping Waterloo homeowners with their frozen water line problems. They recently donated $125,000 to help low-income owners thaw out their lines for what they call Operation Thaw. The funds for the operation will go on a priority basis for the residents below the 150% of the federal poverty level. Each awarded grant will be around $500. The FBI is seeking help from the public in identifying the person who may be responsible for 3 unsolved bank robberies in rural eastern Iowa. The agency says they believe that the same 1 or 2 people are behind all 3. The first 2 robberies occurred at Citizens State Bank in Oxford Junction last year. The latest occurred at the Onward Bank and Trust in Baldwin in late January. Investigators say the suspect has likely lived in the area due to the use of gravel roads as escape routes. The suspect has also used a fake beard each time and has had a pistol. Workers in Iowa may soon be taking more money at the end of the day. Lawmakers in Des Moines have a plan to increase the minimum wage. Gubernatorial candidate Jack Hatch and about 30 other Democrats announced plans to raise wages to $10.10 over the next 3 years. Right now, minimum wage workers make $7.25 an hour.
There's so many Iowa families just living on that edge, and the most we can do is right now just watch them. And we shouldn't do that. We should be helping them.
Some Republicans at the Capitol say raising the minimum wage would hurt Iowa business owners. They also say seniors and those who live on a fixed income could be hurt because this kind of raise may lead to inflation, meaning staple items like groceries could end up costing a little more. Sportability of Iowa says it's getting closer to replacing all of the wheelchairs that were stolen back in December. Disabled basketball players used wheelchairs for free while playing at the YMCA, but that ended when a trailer full of 13 chairs was stolen from the parking lot. Now the team says with the help of their community, they've raised $30,000, and a California-based group donated 4 brand new wheelchairs to help as well.
When this first happened, we had a meeting and we were just like, this is going to take years to get this money back, but we're going to do it. And somehow, by the grace of God, years turned into months, and we don't know how it happened, but we can't say thank you enough.
Sportability of Iowa says new chairs are being ordered, and soon the team will be back on their home court. So far, nobody has been arrested for the stolen wheelchairs. Congressman Bruce Braley is asking for the public's help in stopping military cuts. This comes after President Obama's announcement to cut military troops to numbers unseen since before World War II. In a statement, Braley says, quote, "The Iowa National Guard bravely and selflessly serves Iowa communities. This is not where we should be looking for cuts at the Pentagon." Some estimates say cutting troops would mean the Iowa National Guard could lose over 600 soldiers. Braley is asking Iowans to share their stories with him about the Guard and its impact on their lives. He will then share those stories with Washington. If you'd like to share a story, we've put a link on our website, cbs2iowa.com. Today is World Read Aloud Day, and to celebrate, the Cedar Rapids Public Library is holding a Read Aloud-a-thon. The annual international event is sponsored by Lit World to advocate for literacy as a human right. Starting at 9 this morning, guest readers will take turns reading aloud. CBS 2 was proudly represented by our own morning reporter, Marcy Jones. The Read Aloud-a-thon is open to the public and will last until 9 tonight. CBS 2 connects with you. If you see news happen, call us at 1-800-222-KGAN. Also, email your news and pictures to our website, cbs2iowa.com. Neighbors in the Taylor area are working to develop a stronger sense of community. Last night, they held an annual Healthy Families Night, one of many events that encourages people to get together and take pride in their neighborhood. But as I found out, events like last night's might be in jeopardy for this neighborhood in the future. Stronger families. That's the goal in the Taylor neighborhood. Not just strength in body, but also in spirit.
It's very important for people to know different ways to be healthy.
Josie Selk explored those options with her daughter at Taylor Elementary Tuesday night.
My daughter has some food allergies, so I'm always looking for new recipes that I can make.
The goal here tonight was to make sure the community's needs were met in every aspect, and all of the organizations here tonight reflect that.
Habitat for Humanity, Horizons, St. Luke's.
Brian Christofferson is the principal here at Taylor. Just last summer, the area around his school was plagued with disturbances and fights. Christofferson says those issues are non-existent. The goal now is to continue to empower the community with events like this.
We can be a catalyst with everybody in partnership to rebirth the neighborhood.
But the community might be losing an ally in those efforts.
It's very disappointing.
Kathy Potts was the Taylor Neighborhood Association president. The organization was the voice for the neighborhood, even mediated discussions after last summer's incidents. But she says the association is close to being extinct.
We're a 501c3, a nonprofit group, and you have to have members on your board to do it, and no one wanted to join the board.
It means no funding, meaning less picnics, block parties, and events like this one, which the association was forced to skip this year. Events that build those stronger families. Now, if you want to get involved with the Neighborhood Association, time is running out. They have about a month before they lose their nonprofit status. Head to our website, cbs2iowa.com, for more info on how you can get involved. Coming up on the CBS 2 News at noon, cold costs, how the economy could still feel the freeze even after the thaw. Plus, new emissions guidelines, why some say they will help your health and others say they'll hurt your wallet. The EPA has announced new rules to cut pollution from gasoline, but the oil industry says it's going to cost consumers more. The EPA says the new emission standards will take effect in 2017 and will reduce pollution and prevent more deaths and illnesses. They will also require that sulfur be removed from gasoline. However, refinery and oil companies have said the move will increase their costs and cause gas prices to go up by nearly 10 cents a gallon. A new report by the National Park Service suggests last year's 16-day government shutdown cost them big bucks. The parks closed down from October 1st through the 16th. Almost 8 million people visit the parks during that time period each year. The report by the Park Service says they missed out on $414 million in visitor spending. 5 states reported a decline of over $20 million in national park visitor spending. There's yet another deep freeze taking hold of the northern half of the country, and long after the mercury rises, the economy will still feel the chill. Alexis Christoforous has more.
Take a ESV, the extended length.
John Bruno has been selling cars in New York City for 14 years. He says he's never seen winter weather put such a deep freeze on business.
Sales have been down significantly over the past few months for the simple fact that people just don't want to brave the weather.
A string of snowstorms shut down Bruno's auto dealership for 5 days, and sales are down as much as 50%.
The auto industry isn't the only one getting the cold shoulder. The harsh winter weather is keeping shoppers at home, and according to one estimate, has cost the economy $50 billion.
Home sales plunged in January to the lowest level in a year and a half. Airlines and passengers lost billions on canceled flights. Business dipped about 1% at restaurants. And other than winter supplies, retailers saw the biggest sales drop in nearly 2 years. Shoppers say they'd rather just stay home.
I don't want to shop. I don't really want to do anything because it's just so cold.
Fred Fox analyzes the weather's impact on the economy. He's worried consumers will cut back even more when they get a look at their next heating bill.
Those heating bills are going to be some of the highest bills they've seen in years, maybe ever. And as a result, it's just going to take money out of their pocket from spending.
John Bruno thinks car shoppers will be back once spring has finally sprung. Alexis Christoforous, CBS News, New York.
Next on the CBS 2 News, prescription overload. While the Center for Disease Control says hospitals aren't doing patients any favors by overprescribing antibiotics.